Hey objectors, welcome back to Try Finance, and today's video we're going to go over week 34 of Dividend Challenge. If you guys new to the series, Dividend Challenge where I invest $200 every week, no matter how good or bad the market is, with the goal of reaching $20,000 by the end of the year. We're on week 34 right now, and we reached $20,000, so it might be a little confusing if you're just first time coming here. We're pretty much going to ride it till the end of the year, which is going to be next week, week 35. So as long as the market stayed the same since last week and didn't dip, we should be successful. But if you're new to the channel, hi, my name is Dennis, and my main focus of the channel is to help people with their personal finances and help them save money, specifically targeting millennials and people younger than that. So if you guys fit in that category, be sure to subscribe for more content. And with that being said, we'll jump to the first segment of this video, which is always the news. The biggest news is that the stimulus bill was passed last night around 8 p.m. A lot of things were in that bill, so we'll go over like different segments of the bill. It's a $900 billion bill. There's a lot of components into it, so I'll jump into the screen and I'll show you what it comprises of. A little new thing is that I'm on the right side today instead of on the left side. Usually I'm on the left side, but there's a lot of white space here, so hopefully it's not too much of a big difference for you guys. I found this pretty neat breakdown of the bill, so I'll just go through it real quick. The first big one is the small business category, which is $325 billion. Second is the direct checks, which is $166 billion. Third is unemployment benefits, which is $120. Fourth is schools, $82. And I'll go through each of these to kind of summarize what's in each of the categories. So next one is vaccine and tracing, which is $55 billion. Transportation was $45 billion. Nutrition and agriculture, $26 billion. Rental assistance, $25 billion. Support for small banks that serve low income areas, $12 billion. Childcare, $10 billion. And broadband, $7 billion. So let's go over each of the categories. The first one being the $325 billion for small businesses. So the main one is $284 billion for the PPP for small business owners. Same thing as the last bill, but something that's really interesting here is the $15 billion will go to live venues, cultural institutions, and movie theaters as part of the Save Our Stage Act. So a lot of concerts and movie theaters were closed down due to the quarantine and not being able to run public events with that many people, like stadiums and concert halls. So this also includes movie theaters, which is AMC, Edward theaters. So I'm not sure if $15 billion is gonna be enough to save all the AMCs and Edwards out there, but I guess it definitely will help them. I know it'll help like small theaters that are like have a couple plays every week. For the big mega firms that are traded publicly, I'm not sure if that's gonna help them. AMC stock prices have not been going up. It's dipped again, so we'll see, I guess, how the $15 billion is going to help super companies like that. The next one's $82 billion for schools, in general schools, emergency relief funds, and higher education emergency relief funds. Nothing much said there. $69 billion for public health measures, including vaccination and testing. I don't think there's anything too interesting about this one besides the tracing program. So if you guys don't know what tracing is, it's pretty much if you got infected, you tell the company where you've been for the last like couple days, and then they start contacting people that you might be in contact with. So let's say if I went to Target yesterday and I found out I was infected today, then they will call Target up and be like, hey, you have a customer that came yesterday that was infected. Let your staff know that they might be infected as well. So pretty much it keeps a history of where you've been and trying to let people know if they're positive or not positive so they can be more aware and try to get tested. Because some people just don't get tested at all. If they don't feel sick, they just don't get tested. But they probably are infected and they just don't know. So if you're in contact with someone that was infected, you'll be more likely to get tested and not go out and party when you might be positive. So that's what the tracing is. Next one's $45 billion for transportations. So $15 billion to airline payrolls, $10 billion for state highways, $2 billion for airports and related business, and $1 billion for Amtrak. It's pretty interesting to put $1 billion for Amtrak, I guess, because it's federal. Moving on. So we have $25 billion in rental assistance. So I think this one's actually one of the newer ones because it says expands on the CARES Act. I'm not sure if there was a rental assistance on the last stimulus bill, but this one kind of expands on it. You guys can kind of look into it if you guys are interested in that, but we can move on. Around $13 billion for SNAP benefits. This will be $13 billion in direct payments, buys, and loans to farmers who have been hit during the pandemic. So that's pretty much it for all the big hitters, but there's some pretty interesting ones here, which is $2 billion for Space Force. I'm not sure they should be putting money into Space Force right now just because, like, come on guys. Should that really be in a stimulus bill? My main reasoning is because if the United States isn't the best point it can be, why are we investing money into outer space right now? And same thing with like the world isn't in good shape. We're in a global crisis where there's like global warming. So you should help the earth first before you try to go out of space and try to conquer space. And $35 billion for clean energy and research and development. I'm not sure if that should be in a stimulus bill as well. That seems like a more long-term kind of thing. Like, do you really need $35 billion as right now? I do understand that you do need it, but not right now. I think we could have spent that money elsewhere. But if the $35 billion helping people get jobs to kind of stimulus the economy, then sure. I didn't really look into this, but straight off looking at it, looks kind of weird to put money into. So we'll go over to the stimulus checks right now, and it's pretty much how it works. It's going to be $600. I kind of laugh at $600 because what can you do with $600? They kind of delayed it for so long, and people are like overdue on rent and stuff like that, and $600 isn't going to pay your rent. $600 doesn't even pay for room that I'm renting out. My room is $750 for a room, and it's one-time payment, so $600 isn't anything. Maybe it'll help in other states, but in California, $600 is almost nothing. So if you're in other states, maybe $600 pays for your house. I'm not too sure about that. Maybe you can buy groceries with it. It'll last you about 3 weeks, maybe 4 if you're really frugal. Pretty much, if you're under 75,000, you can get the whole $600, and then if you're making over 75,000, for every $100 you get deducted $5. So at 87,000, you pretty much get 0, and that's for single people. If you're married, it's 150,000, and then at 174,000, that's where you get 0. If I remember correctly, 75,000 was the same number as the last stimulus check, but since the amount's so much lower, the cap out is obviously going to be cut out lower as well. But you still get the 600 check per dependent that you have, and there's no cap on that. For example, here, if you're a single person earning $50,000 a year and have 4 kids, you'll get $3,000. So that'll be 600 times 4, and then plus you is 5, so 600 times 5 is 3,000. If you have 4 kids, $3,000 is almost nothing. It's like maybe groceries for, I don't know, a month maybe. Pretty much same way to get the check. If you have your social security in the system ready and same bank routing number from last time the stimulus check was around, they'll just direct deposit again. If not, they'll mail it to your house that you filed with your IRS. So if you guys don't want to wait for a check, I would recommend you guys looking online for where you can submit your personal data to get it direct deposited. And the last question is, when will the checks be sent out? And it says checks could start being sent out as soon as next week. So if you see suddenly $600 in your bank account, it's probably because of this. Someone didn't randomly deposit $600 into your bank account. So pretty much that's it for the stimulus bill. The news is always super long. Let's log in here. So last week, we're at week 33. We're at $20,131. I expect to go up just because the stimulus bill came out, and when that happens, the economy goes crazy, like, oh yay, more money to spend. I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of stayed the same. So if it stayed the same, it would be $20,331. But let's see here. And actually, oh, okay. All right, so we gained money. So we're at $20,734.74, a total gain of $3,932.70, and a total return of 30.31%. So the first pie, so it goes to ETF pie, we're at a total value of $10,228.37, total gain of $1,910.97, total return 29.61%. We're almost at 30% on this one. That's kind of crazy. Let's go inside. So VB's up 50.94%. This might actually pass Zoom. That's kind of crazy. Let's go last week here. So VB went up another 2.38%. VO went up 1.37%. Total gain for the week is $114.91. So that's partial of the $300 of gain. Let's go to the next pie here. So next pie is the dividend hunting pie. We're a total value of $5,104.91, up $1,062.94, up 33.66%, over 30% total. That's crazy. Yeah, everything gained again. We're almost above 33% for all of them except for DHY. So let's go here, look at last week here. So last week everything went up except for BIT, fell 0.06%. It's normal wave for the day, I guess. Overall the week we're up $38.65, up 0.77%. Let's go to the next pie. Last pie is work from home pie. We're at a total value of $5,401.46, up $856.10, up 22.17%. Let's go inside. And Zoom's at 57.38%. If Zoom doesn't watch out, man, VB's gonna take over. Everything's positive. All right, let's go last week here. So last week everything did pretty well. A check up 8.57% and DocuSign up 8.61%. A total gain of $269.19. Total return of 5.25%. It's work from home pie, which is actually one that carried whole pie. Let's move on to the activity here. So today is just the morning trades of $200, September 21st. So no dividends or anything like that. Let's move on to the holdings. It's pretty funny that this is supposed to be a dividend portfolio challenge, but it's like 5 minutes of the whole video. Let's go to the highest gains here. Zoom being number 1 still at 56.73%. VB at 36.94%, VWO at 28.14%, and VEA at 23.82%. And actually, I didn't notice this, but DocuSign and Chegg were actually really high. They came out of nowhere. DocuSign up 23.09% and Chegg's up 22.61%. I actually didn't realize that it was actually a lot on the work from home pie. Let's look at the bottom 3. Bottom 3, SHY at negative 0.18%, Microsoft at positive 5.2% and LQD at positive 6.09%. Yeah, Microsoft, long-term stock, no big deal. It's gonna hold it there. And let's go over the portfolio for last week here. A quick overview of last week. So last week we're up 114.91, 1.15%, 269.19, 5.25%, and 38.65, 0.77%. So I don't think I'm gonna fail. Unless suddenly something happens where I lose $900 next week. I think I can safely say that we completed the challenge, guys, but we'll see what happens next week. I'll make my closing statements next week. I might switch everything in my dividend hunting to something that's more growth heavy, like just throw in Tesla and see how it goes. I think the market is just too crazy right now to like kind of waste your time on dividends right now. Once it's kind of more stable and the growth isn't like so crazy, then I think I'll go back into these dividends. For the dividend hunting pie has done me really well. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. Overall, it gained me $1,000.82. I'm not complaining on that, but I think if that was $5,000 that was in something like Tesla, it would have made me a bigger growth. It's good not to be greedy, but at the same time, knowing the market, throw the money into something that has better returns than a dividend would. But I'll see how I feel next week. Maybe I'm just feeling really good right now and I can make more money, but maybe I'll humble down by next week. But that's pretty much gonna wrap for today's video. Let me know down below how your stock's been doing for the whole year. Pretty much just we're almost there at the end of the year, end of 2020. It's been a wild year. One last thing I have to say is Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you guys. I totally forgot that Friday is gonna be Christmas, and then Thursday when this video comes out is Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas and hope you guys all stay safe. And lastly, thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you guys liked the video. Subscribe to the channel for more content and notification bell for all updates. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.